And here is Mr. Pepper. I'm sorry, baby. You're such a sweetie pie. If you can hear him purring. So I'm calling him Mr. Pepper because he's not very spicy. He's a stray cat, or should I say a feral cat. He comes from a feral colony. He lives in the neighborhood, but I've been feeding him for 4 months. 2 months ago, I saw he had a bite wound. You're so good, cutie. I brought him to the veterinarian, and they examined I don't know if you can see it, this area right here. I'm sorry. You're such a good baby. And it turns out that it had been infected earlier. I only saw him like late at night most of the time. Oh good, he used the cat box. I was worried that he wasn't going to. Because the first time he went on my rubber shower mat, which is certainly not an inconvenient place for him to go. It was not anything I had to worry about cleaning up. Also, if he goes on this linoleum floor in the bathroom, I'd be fine with that. That's not a difficult thing to clean up. But what I don't want him to do is go on the carpet. And he's been using the cat box as a bed. Hi, kitty. Anyway, so it was this bite wound that had been infected, and it looked bad because it was this big red exposed area. And the veterinarian shaved that and gave him a feline leukemia vaccine #1 and rabies vaccine, and charged me $500 or so. Gave him various tests. He's feline leukemia negative. Obviously, I wouldn't be giving him the vaccine if he was positive, but he was also FeLV negative and whatever else they tested for. I gave him a dose of Revolution. It's this treatment for fleas that also, for a lesser amount of time, takes care of other risks, ticks, heartworm, even ear mites. And then I was too saddened by him crying at the window, and I let him out, and he hasn't let me approach until very recently. And then I saw he had a limp, and then when he finally did approach me and let me pet him, he was so skinny, just emaciated. So I just decided to take him back in, and I'll give him the next dose of the feline leukemia. I'm already a month late on that, and I guess I'll get him neutered. Because he hasn't sprayed anywhere, and as you can see, you used the auxiliary cat box. I put some dirt from outside in it, so that in case he doesn't like sand-like grit, because he's been going in the bushes his whole life, because he hasn't been living in the desert, so he maybe has overridden his instinct to go in sand. But looks like he used it. I was worried because it smells like ammonia in here, so it's not because he went on the carpet. He went in the cat box like he should. He's a very sweet kitty. He leans into me. He hasn't scratched me. He's bitten me very gently, just to say, don't reach for that area of my body, like when I was petting his the back side of his body. But anyway, so they shaved that area. You're so good, baby. They shaved that area, and then I released him. And then after I released him, I realized that was actually a mistake, because now he has this shaved area, and this was when it was still kind of cold and raining. It got down to 40 degrees. But he got over that ordeal and didn't freeze to death, but still reappeared with a limp. So when he suddenly started being less fearful of me, or maybe I'm giving him good reason to be fearful of me now that I've caught him a second time. You're so pretty, baby. I just picked him up and brought him in. All this effort to try to trap him with a live animal trap. I set up a cat house lined with mylar to give him a shelter, which he never used. And eventually I was trying to use that as a drop trap, because he wouldn't go in the regular live animal trap. So I covered up the hole I made in it with cardboard, and then stood off to the side with it being propped up by a stick and about 30 feet of sewing string. And then I have one cell phone in the back, looking out, and then looking at it using FaceTime, using another cell phone, to see when I should pull the string. And he's too smart. He never got underneath it. I tried all sorts of bait. I tried catnip. I tried catnip and cat food. He would eat things that were outside of the drop trap, but he would never step one foot inside. Even when Elcy-Rin, right in front of him, got underneath the drop trap and started snacking on the food in the bowl left as bait without it falling on her, because I'm not going to pull the string to trap my own cat. He didn't even take that as a sign that it was safe to eat it. I thought for sure that would trick him, but it didn't. But that's the story with Mr. Pepper, and he's fortunately kind enough to not be aggressive in any way. He's trying to win over Elcy-Rin. That's probably the whole reason why he's here, that I would let Elcy-Rin out, and he was hoping that she would go into heat. We've got a long wait, considering she's spayed, but he's a very nice little cat, and she's rebuffed him so many times. He gets close to her and she smacks him, but fortunately she isn't really aggressive or hostile beyond that. So she hisses at him, but I have him separate in this area of the house, separated by a door, because I don't want to fight between them in case that she does get more violent. He's not violent to her, he just wants to win her over. But I'm going to leave you alone now, little kitty. I got to give him a dose of Revolution again, and one for my own cat, and then I'm going to spray the inside of the house for fleas again. And I doubt that one dose works for worms, so I'll get him a separate dewormer, I guess, when I bring him in for the second dose of feline leukemia vaccine and for him to be neutered. But that's the story with Mr. Pepper. You can't even see him because he's a complete void, except he's got just a few little wisps of white fur on his chest. He's got black whiskers too. It's very, very complete black in his fur. There's a good kitty. There's a good kitty. He's purring. Oh, he bit me. He bit me just gently. He wants me to stop. All right.